Access to political influence is generated from access to the public. That's why your library needs to monitor and act on your social media performance stats. Best in class companies do. We need to know where our communities stand and share it, and we need to know the local officials, trustees, politicians, and CAOs. I don't put it in writing, but when I say I have the email addresses of 73% of the people in that community, the calculation in those politicians' head is that list is bigger than their list they use to run for office. So we line with what they're ready to hear, mind the opportunities, and only invest in the creation of new ask if it's so terribly important that you can't wait. And that's been the case with COVID. We also need to have access to the civil service. The civil service lasts forever. It doesn't matter what color or stripe the politics are of a government. The civil service, not the policy-making arm or the cabinet minister's office, is there. We need to respect them and their role and understand the rules they're under and the relationships they have. They can introduce you to others. So we've been successfully introduced into 10 ministries in Ontario, cabinet ministries now, when we used to have one, the one that funded us. And our servants, our civil servants have been wonderful, professional, and caring. They consult us now before major decisions are made, and we're at the table. You know the line about at the table or you're the lunch. We also need to have access to elected officials. So bridging local to provincial is key. So we empower and train our local CEOs and board members to talk to the local MPPs. And obviously we prioritize it around cabinet ministers and the party in power. But it should be clear that we are nonpartisan. But libraries are nonpartisan. That's important. But we are not unbiased. We're biased as hell towards our communities. We're biased completely towards quality information, educating our kids, and growth and empathy and serving all. And then we partner with everybody who cares, like us. So there's all the library associations in Ontario. They're all associate members or members of my federation. And we also work with the National Association, the Canadian Federation of Library Associations, where we're a member, and IFLA. We have important sources, information sources and infrastructure at our public agencies. And then there are a number of interested parties who we meet with regularly, like Ontario Trillium Foundation, Ontario Teachers Federation, the unions, the Association of Municipalities Ontario, et cetera, and anyone in the GLAM sector. And any public kind of stuff like the Parents for Education or whatever. Everyone needs you to connect the dots for them. We cannot make assumptions. So we connect the dots on a problem, show that we have, there isn't, for instance, there isn't a bank or a post office in every community in Ontario anymore. That's one of the changes that's happened over the last 10 years. There is a public library in all those communities. And we connect the dots for them on how that we are an important instrument of e-government funding and programming. The point, it's hair-raising how simple it is to get better. Much better process, cut the time sucks and missed opportunities, and change the culture of your libraries or our sector's relationships with its community funders.